My name is Charles Cox. By profession, I am a licensed clinical social worker. I provide individual counseling and psychotherapy. So you say, well, what is that? Well, basically, I got my master's in social work. I got my bachelor's in social work in 1999 from Johnson C. Smith University. I went to a historical black college. I got my master's from Stony Brook University, and I passed the first state licensing exam. I worked in children's clinics, adult mental health clinics, in-home senior therapy, substance abuse programs. And the reason why I worked in so many different treatment facilities is because we had to get a lot of clinical hours, over 4,000 client contact hours, over 200 hours of supervision while working in these clinical settings, providing individual, group counseling and psychotherapy. One of the reasons why I'm here today is that I created a product called More to Us, which is a couples experience, a guided questions experience of over 150 questions with 15 couples activities. Because as I'm doing my clinical treatment, thank you, I started to realize having my clients have conversations, encouraging them to have conversations, the first thing they would say is, well, what am I talking about? Right? What is it that I'm going to say? So why is this product, why is this important? Is because it gives us guided conversation and communication and reconnects us to communication with our partner as a form of intimacy. We all know the different versions of intimacy. You got physical intimacy, emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy, recreational intimacy. Communication is part of it. And as we engage in time with our couple and our partners, we start to engage in more transactional communication. What's going on with the kids? What bills we gotta pay? The mortgage is due. That's transactional communication. As we continue to evolve and grow in our relationship, there's experiences that are not talked about. Our partner begins to change. And as me and my wife would sit there, she's back there, that's my wife, Camille. We made a commitment to stay in connection with communication. And we would do couples activities, couples exercises, and we would sit there and we said, you know what? We could do something better than this. And we created this together in our questions, and I would keep a log of my questions that I would ask my clients in therapy sessions. And it was able to create the More to Us couples call experience. But before I leave today, I just want to be able to give you just to give you a little insight on communication. In 1977, Albert and Robin did a study on communication. And they said communication is broken down into 3 parts: body language, tone, and words. See what you know, right? Just, what do you think people pay most attention to? Body language, tone, and words. We're talking communication, body language. Absolutely, right? And growing up, there was a term, your handshake is not matching your smile. You say you're okay, but you don't look okay. And that always used to bother me by saying, well, what is it? People paid more attention to your body language. They paid attention. Second was your tone. Last was your words. And we're talking about communication, right? That was one of the first things I learned about communication. The second part was how we communicate internally. How do I choose to give you the spoken word? My subconscious communicates with my conscious through imagery. So if I was to ask you and say, what are you going to eat for dinner this evening? Take a minute. What are you going to eat for dinner this evening? You're not seeing words. You're seeing images of you eating with your friend. You're seeing images of you eating with your family. You're seeing images of you eating a meal in many various different ways, and you're going to communicate one, right? What happens is as the receiver of that information, I have no access to your imagery, right? So in my sessions, I always tell clients, think of communication like this. There's a movie you really want to go see. I've been waiting for this movie to come out for so long. And you go to your friend and you give them the ticket and you say, go see this movie for me. And you stand outside and wait. And then your friend comes out and you say, tell me everything about the movie. Right? You ain't see it. You ain't watch it. So the receiver has no access to the information of your spoken word. And that's why sometimes guided communication to where you can look together and share in the question and discuss the imagery behind the question, which is one of the things that helped lead me create the couples card experience, more to us along with my wife. Thank you so much. Hope you get a chance to stop by.
Thank you very much, Charles.